Hi, my name is Benjamin Katz, and welcome back to the 48 Cent Ice Cream Review, where today I'm at the Gold Spoon in Cincinnati, Ohio, trying the two flavors, Spumoni and White Chocolate Tangerine. Let's get started with the Spumoni, which is a play on a Neapolitan with pistachio, cherry, and chocolate. So since this is my first foray into the flavor and to the ice cream shop as a whole, I'm trying each of the three sort of tiny little bits individually and trying to scoop out as much individual cherry, pistachio, and chocolate as I can. And the ice cream is smooth. The ice crystals are slightly perceptible, so it's not on the velvety scale, but it has the smoothness and the texture you would expect of a high quality ice cream. It doesn't feel artificial or overly engineered. And it has this sort of basic but well thought out flavor and taste. Each of the three flavor profiles are strong, they're powerful, they are indicative of the essence they're trying to go for. The pistachio has a bit of crunch in the individual pistachio nuts, the chocolate chip. It has sort of these jagged fragments of chocolate that usually I wouldn't enjoy, but they're just fudgy enough to the point that they chew well and they dissolve easily on the tongue. The cherry is my least favorite because the maraschino cherries they're using, obviously I don't like maraschino that much as a flavor, simply because I prefer something a bit more savory, and if I'm looking for a cherry, it's going to be more of a sweet or fresh cherry as opposed to a maraschino. The issue with these maraschinos is that they're a bit icy, right? It's like they weren't fully sugarized or candied before being put into the mixture, so they have a bit of that, icy crunch to them, which I don't quite love. I'm going to try this flavor again, trying to get a proper mix and proportion of all three flavors in to see what happens from there. Wow. Oh my god. It makes so much sense. Eating the components together. I mean, clearly that's what it was intended because the flavor is the combination. And it's like when you eat a Neapolitan, you can eat each individual ice cream, separately, but the point is to have them combined. I didn't realize that these flavors went so well together. The chocolate has this rich sort of underlying cocoa that smooths everything out and rounds out the flavors. The cherry adds this sweetness that you're not getting from the other two flavors. The pistachio adds this nuttiness and this different kind of sweetness to the cherry. It's a bit richer, it's a bit more, sorry to use the same descriptor, nutty. And the whole thing has this balanced feel. It's like instead of turning all the dialers up to 11, they're having three distinct flavors that punch in different ways that deliver a perfect knockout. I love this flavor so much, and I'm curious why it's not seen in more ice cream shops. Okay, enough raving. Let's get on to the white chocolate tangerine. I don't usually like white chocolate, but it looked too good to pass up. And how often do you have tangerine in an ice cream flavor, huh? Now this is velvety. It almost has the texture of custard. It is so smooth. The ice crystals are so beyond perceptible. It just melts so easily in the mouth. And it has this light, ephemeral tangerine flavor that comes in on the front palate, then slowly fades away. What I will mention is that this is a vegan flavor, the white chocolate tangerine, and it's using coconut milk. So as the tangerine flavor is fading away, there is just a hint of coconut that comes into the back palate, but it is much better than a lot of other coconut ice creams I've had, wherein the coconut is the only flavor you taste. It is still forward on the palate. You are still tasting it off the bat, but I think the white chocolate is contributing to the tangerine flavor to the point that you don't taste the coconut as much on the front palate, and you only really taste it near the very end of the bite. So if you're eating this like you normally would in ice cream and you're not taking your time to savor each bite, I don't think you would notice the coconut until you're like several bites in and it's starting to compound. But I am going to award this white chocolate tangerine the best compliment I can give a vegan flavor, which is that this is on par with, if not better, than the majority of regular dairy ice creams that I have. They got the texture right, they got the flavor right, they got the ingenuity right. It's creative, it's passionate, it's inspired. I'm a fan. If that isn't the most perfect bite you've ever seen in your life, look at the combination of colors and flavors. I'm gonna try these two flavors together. I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm gonna guess it's gonna go well because it already is a combination But we'll see what happens. Yeah, the fact that Spumoni already exists as a combination of flavors, adding another fruity element, and this time a much lighter and more ephemeral fruity element that's more forward on the palate, combines really well. I think the Spumoni is made better by the white chocolate tangerine, though I don't know if the white chocolate tangerine is made better by the addition of Spumoni. On its own, this tangerine flavor could be, a perfect beach treat. It's served at a Corbros right next to the ocean. The Spumoni has a bit more narrow of a band, where you might want to eat it in an ice cream parlor or taking a walk around a local park in midsummer, early fall, late spring, in the warmer seasons. Okay, if it isn't obvious by how I've been reacting to Gold Spoon Creamery, I love this ice cream shop. We're pretty far away from the heart of Cincinnati, but I kind of like how on the suburbs it is. It's on the cross street with Mad Tree Park, a large park with an observation tower, beautiful playgrounds, walkways, a pavilion, a venue space for open air concerts, a Parks and Rec building right here, EV chargers. The interior of Gold Spoon Creamery has this classy but modern feel. It has a classic sort of styling with Art Deco and postmodern accents to it. Even the cup design, it has this elegance to it. It's simple. They're not trying too hard, but that's because they're putting their focus on the ice cream. And the ice cream is delicious. It's homemade. It seems to be in a small batch. It's offering creative, unique, delicious flavors. It was $4.50 for the single scoop, but they did allow me to do a split scoop, so I got 2 flavors in 1 scoop. Shocking that that's something that I get to. Most ice cream shops should be able to do this, but they checked pretty much every box. The only thing that I would want more is for them to use local ingredients. But honestly, I can't even fault them if they don't, because this is still delicious and well made, and it serves a local community, and it serves a need. And they're open in winter. I have sort of been starved of this quality and this passion behind ice cream in the winter months, when a lot of the more boutique and unique ice cream shops are closed for the winter because they can't afford to stay open all year long. And that really is why I love a good city ice cream shop, because they have the population density necessary to support ice cream shops the full year. Sure, I was the only one going in, but it was only 2 p.m. On a Tuesday afternoon. I'm sure that even in the winter, Gold Spoon Creamery has the population coming to it, because ice cream is decently priced, fairly priced actually for the quality, and they're giving heavy portions too, so they're not skimping in really any way. I'm very proud to say that I thoroughly endorse this ice cream shop. Anyway, I've been raving too much. I think I'm ready for my closing thoughts. There probably are better priced or higher quality or more locally made ice cream shops in Cincinnati, but the Gold Spoon Creamery is hitting me at the right time, at the right place, with the right offering. I'm having 2 delicious and unique flavors with a price of only $5-ish for a split single scoop. We're right next to a park, we're right next to EV charging, we're right next to a beautiful community thriving space. It's hard for me to ask more of an ice cream shop. And Gold Spoon Creamery is really delivering on pretty much every single thing that I would expect and want from an ice cream shop as a whole. If you're in Cincinnati, it's like a solid 10 miles away from the main skyline, but it's absolutely worth coming to. It's a 12-minute drive from the center of the city, and it's next to a beautiful park, and you're getting all these amenities and this beautiful neighborhood feel. So I would recommend coming here personally, and if I'm ever in Cincinnati again, you will find me here. If you like this video and want to see more like it, consider subscribing, or go to findfolksmarketing.com for more on the journey. Thank you.